Guess who? I'm glad you're with me today on another riveting and crazy episode of The Lazy Gourmet. Today, what I'm going to show you how to do is the absolute epitome of rustic food. It is a Greek-style bean soup that is so simple to make. If you can boil water, you can make this recipe. The ingredients for this are so simple. It's got 5 ingredients, 2 of which are water and the beans. That's how simple it is. So, to get us started, let's do this. Grab a pot, stock pot. Who doesn't have one of these? Anything you can use. You can use any size pot. It doesn't really matter. Anything will work. First things first, what we're going to do is I've taken my beans, and you can use pretty much any bean you like for this. It is totally fine using white beans, red beans, it doesn't matter. I soak my beans. I buy my beans dry, and I prefer them that way only because I don't like using canned. There's a lot of salt and whatnot in them, so that's a no-no. And what I would do is get dry beans, very simply, soak them overnight or for at least 5-6 hours. The more you do, the better it's going to be. So we're going to take our beans, which are 2 cups in here, pre-soaked, which look like they're about closer now to about 3.5 cups. So those will go into my pot, just like that. You with me so far? How complicated is this? Next, we're going to take our onion. I'm using, again, 2 onions, but you can use 1 regular size onion, is totally fine. And put them in like that as well. It's almost like you're making a stock, so there's no real way or right or wrong way to cut or chop. You know, the soup police is not going to knock on your door and ask you why you cut your onions this way or that way. A lot of people prefer to finely dice them. I don't. There's a reason why they call me the Lazy Gourmet, and this is one of them. If you can do anything simpler, do it. So our second onion is just finished being chopped, but just like that. Throw them in big pieces. What you're doing is you're getting the flavor out of these. The next thing in our recipe is 2 carrots. I've already taken these carrots and I've peeled them. And what you're going to do is just chop them. Again, there's no size or any kind of prerequisite to this, so you can cut them any way you like. Cutting them in just bite-sized pieces. And those are just going to go in like that. And there. So, one got away from me. That's fine. These go in just like that as well. So now we've got our 2 carrots going in. 2 stalks of celery, and again, you want to just chop them up. Nothing fancy. You don't have to get into any nitty-gritty. Whatever works for you. So these are chopped up. We'll go into our soup as well. There. And now, what I'm going to do next is use a couple of cloves of garlic. And again, I'm going to put the garlic in whole. I'm just going to peel it because you don't want, the skin floating around. So that's 1 clove there. And another clove is going in now, just like that. Ooh. This one doesn't want to cooperate. Perfect. All right. Next thing, cayenne pepper. Here, I put in a generous amount, about a couple of teaspoons or maybe even a tablespoon. Kick up the heat a little bit. Again, our motto, you don't want to set anything on fire on the inside. You just want this to spice up. That goes there. Next, we're going to use a substantial amount of olive oil for this. And by substantial amount, I mean about half a cup goes into this. I know it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. It actually is what makes up the flavor profile for this. And next, I'm just going to grab myself a tablespoon and throw into this a couple of tablespoons of the tomato paste. You could either put a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste in this, or you can use some passata or the crushed tomato. That's fine too. You can use 1 jar of the 28 ounce. That'll totally work fine as well. So into this pot, we have our 3 cups of beans. We have our 2 smaller onions or 1 regular onion, 2 celery stalks, 2 carrots, and pepper, and half a cup of olive oil. What happens next is, I'm just gonna take our beans, and what you wanna do is fill up the water till it's about 1 inch above everything in here. This is the easiest soup. It is unbelievable how easy it is, and it's unbelievable how delicious this is. You will remember me. All right, so that's in there like that. It's covering it about 1 inch, so I'll just leave that here. And what you're going to do is take this is where it gets complicated. Take notes. You're gonna take this, put it right here on the stove, put your stove to maximum or full heat, and you bring that to a boil. That's it. I'm not kidding. It's that easy. When this pot comes to a boil, you reduce the heat to medium, medium-low, cover it, and cook it for about 1 hour. After that, it will be absolutely fantastic. The starches from the beans will have released, and it'll thicken it up as the water evaporates. It'll give you a very creamy consistency, very hearty for the winter, I tell you this. So, in a little while, I'll be back and I will show you where it's at from there. What you're gonna notice is that I haven't put any salt in this yet. The trick to having soft beans and not having them with a hard shell on the outside and having them really, really chewy is to put your salt in towards the very end. So the trick to this is you add your ingredients, but leave your salt till about 45 to 50 minutes into the cooking process. Once you do this, your beans will be already tender and it won't really matter, and you'll just get the flavor and the flavor enhancement benefit of the salt. All right, so it's been about 1 hour or so. Our soup is done. It is absolutely wonderful. My kitchen here smells like, get over here and give me a hug right now. That's how good the aroma is of this. So, it's been sitting there, ready to go. 6 ingredients, 2 of which are water and navy beans. Nothing to it at all. Let's plate this up and see how it turned out. Alrighty, grab that here. That's our bowl. Grab this ladle. Wow. This is awesome. If you could only smell this, all the flavors are just perfect. So here we have it. There's our soup right there. I'm going to take this, move this out of the way. This will actually make about 10 to 12 bowls. And this is so hearty, this is unbelievable. This is the kind of soup that, you know, oh my God, I've got hypothermia, I can't feel my legs. Give me a bowl of this soup. It'll make everything better. This is what this is. Traditionally, taking it one step even further and kind of really in keeping with the way it was meant, I'll show you how they dressed it up back then. What they did was they took some onion. I've pre-peeled actually an onion here, and what they do is they very, very finely chop it and they drizzle just raw onion over the top of this, and it gives it like just an amazing accent to the flavor profile. The heat and the steam of the soup will actually help cook almost in a way the onion. So I'm just going to do this real quick just to show you how it looks. And what you do is just take this up, just break it up, and just pop it right in the middle. Nice, neat little pile, just like that. And perfect. That's it. That is the Greek navy bean soup, also known as fasolada. Very easy to make, super simple, nutritious, and it doesn't get much better than this. In about an hour's time, you have a beautiful, delicious bowl of Give Me a Hug. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Like it. I hope you do. I really enjoyed making this for you. I hope you subscribe. And until next time, I'm Ken. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.